Friday, October 6th, 2023. Welcome to the new Full House.
I had to hold on to everywhere you look. There's a face of somebody who needs you. I had to hold on to everywhere you look. There's a face of somebody who needs you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is real. That really happened as the deep state tries to take down Donald Trump. M.I.M.S, it's Friday. It's Freedom Friday. We got to laugh at this because we see through all their lies and deception.
Man, happy Freedom Friday to everybody, the runners, man. Shout out to the runners. Man, I'm telling you, every time I see that, I just laugh because it's you can't be serious right now. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this is like all staged, like you said, right? Like it's just not real. And we're watching, the crazy thing is we're watching this in real time. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing this BS, documenting this BS, in real time. And it's funny, but at the same time, it's very real and very serious because a lot hangs in the balance. And right now, it's really about perception. It's really about mind control. It's really about influence, propaganda, MK Ultra type of, manipulating people's perception of what's really going on and who really is for their liberties, their freedoms, for the U.S., for the economy, and who's been actively bringing down and taking away what gives us, our freedom and our rights and liberty. So we're documenting it, we're watching it, but it's crazy to see. It's definitely crazy to see.
Well, so what people have to remember is you're watching a movie. All of this is scripted. All of it is planned, right? And they're just hoping that you go along with it and that you believe their lies. So guys, we're only going to be on here for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to go to Rumble at 12:30, and we can actually speak the truth and tell you what's really happened. We obviously can't do that on Facebook or YouTube. One article I just thought was hilarious. This was back in 2018, so we got to remember because a lot of people have short-term memories, Ricardo. You got to remember the entire Trump presidency was hoax after hoax after hoax. So their whole thing was Trump was never supposed to win in 2016. That was the one thing that got that wasn't supposed to happen. Not in part of their plan. So we have George Soros, the evil man himself, calling Trump administration a danger to the world. The survival of our entire civilization is at stake, Ricardo. M.I.M.S, make that make sense. What civilization is he talking about?
He must be talking about the deep state or these crooked, satanic, pedophile, Luciferian, in the backwoods, Bohemian Grove type people or something. I mean, because he's not talking about the masses of people, you and I. He's not talking about the main street. There's no way that Trump is the worst thing to Main Street. We've seen presidents come and go that have been worse to Main Street. Yeah. And, it's crazy. But just really think about it, folks. For one thing, if you don't know who George Soros is and all the corruption and crime and just evil that he's done across the planet, then you really need to, figure out who's saying these things. And then you can figure out why they might be saying them and their motive. But when you have all of industry, media, just everybody attacking one man who doesn't have a track record, of disenfranchising the people like we have seen throughout history with our Congress or with presidents in the past. Literally the worst thing in civilization. Bush took us to war, killed millions of Iraqis, and on weapons of mass destruction. And then we find out there was none. We
made it up.
Crazy. It's crazy. So, but when you properly account for, what has taken place and what has happened even during Trump's presidency, apparently the world didn't end. In fact, the economy was better. We pulled out of wars. There's a lot of great things that was going on at that time. We didn't go into war. Trump went to North Korea. He crossed the line. Like he's making peace. So anyways, it's just some things that we can't really go into too deep on Facebook and YouTube, but this is Freedom Friday. We like to talk about this stuff and break down a narrative, have dissenting opinions. Look, don't have groupthink, okay? Like apply some critical thinking, apply some analytical thinking. Like think outside the box, see the big picture, and just, try to get a better idea of what it is that's really going on. And that's what we like to talk about on Fridays.
And part of the other planned, I don't know what you want to call it, insurrection is, how they're using migrants to disrupt our economy, our cities, and they're basically using these poor people as pawns, you know, encouraging them, helping them enter the country illegally. And right now, Chicago, and New York, like most people know, I mean, they're literally just all over, because they told them to come, right? Just come. We'll take care of you. We'll give you free money. Well, Americans can continue to struggle. And I mean, they're just like sleeping in police stations and out on the streets. Like this is their planned destruction of our country, is to flood it with with people who have no place to go and who are struggling. And it's just sad that they're willing to use these people for their political gains and to destroy the country.
Yeah, it looks like, I guess, if Trump was a Republican insurrection on January 6th, this is a Democratic insurrection here. And the problem is that, this affects everybody, Main Street, lower class, middle class, upper class. I mean, it affects, everybody, because literally, where obviously you can see visually the effects of it. But when you have states like New York and other places, state of emergency, because you have to house these people, you got to feed these people, there's certain things you got to pay for, medical care, what I'm saying, and I mean the children, a lot of different things. So they're being used as political tools to create division, and they're taking care of, they're taking care of them, they're taking care of the Ukrainians over there. But yet black and brown in this country still disenfranchised people, hunger, what I'm saying, food insecurity, what I'm saying, lack of quality housing and education. Is so much problems that we have, and they're just adding on to it, and it has to be exposed. But if, mainstream media won't really put it to you this way or really explain it to you. And if
3 million? Did that say 3 million?
Yeah, from what I've saw is about 11 to 12 million that I've already crossed. That was last year. We got this is why I said it's about 12 million illegal immigrants that have come.
Your vote, they just canceled out your vote. That's what they're doing.
But that's how the Democrats getting their vote. Yeah. I mean, Joe Biden already made 300,000 of them citizens. He just by decree. 300,000. You came
this
here
is
illegally.
America. That's ridiculous.
Yep. So this is what we're going to be talking about, folks, on Rumble. We're going to go into a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and really just like just a different perspective. Nobody has all the pieces to the puzzle, and yes, there are underlying issues and greater challenges, and certain things that have to be considered when talking on these topics and subjects, because these can be very sensitive to certain people. So if you they say if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. But these are serious things that we have to address and that we have to speak on, because we have to document it. This is happening in our lifetime. What I'm saying? I've always said this is the most significant time period in history. And the things that are taking place right now have ramifications that you can't account for, that a lot of people can't account for next year. 2025, 2030. These things that are being done today have ramifications that you don't realize. And more than likely, they're not in your favor, right? And I want you to understand something. We are dealing with a recession. We are dealing with an economic collapse. We are dealing with a global reset. So what do you think is going to happen as the economy continues to decline, and as you have more and more people out on the streets, okay? As you have more and more people that are now going to start going door to door looking for food, okay? Crime is up right now, and it will get worse. There's no way that this is a good thing that's going on right now.
All right, so make sure I put the link down below to Ricardo's Rumble. We can only go on one of ours right now. We haven't got it set up to go to multiple. So Crypto Rick Official on Rumble. Find him there. We're going to be going live in 12 minutes at 12:30 Eastern Standard. And you know, if you think what we said here was controversial, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. Yep. Freedom Fridays, folks.
All
Hop
right,
on Rumble.
12 minutes on Rumble only.
All right.